So landlords, especially those that are self-managing their properties, are wasting hours using 6 to 9 different tools and waiting on money every month managing rentals. And most of the time, they don't even realize it. The truth is most landlords lose 10,000 or more per year on administrative tax. And I'm going to show you a tool that can save you time, keep your finances organized, and honestly, make you wonder why you didn't start using it sooner. Recently, I came across Baselane and it stood out right away. It's a platform made specifically for landlords. And today, we're going to walk through some of the features, including rent collection, built-in tenant screening, banking, expense tracking, and analytics. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what all these things do and how it could simplify the way you manage your rentals. So let's start with one of the most important features, which is rent collection. So this dashboard shows you everything you need at a glance. So you can request rent from tenants, you can track who's paid and who hasn't, and you can set up recurring payments as well. Now, the great thing is Baselane sends out automatic reminders so you don't have to keep chasing down tenants. And so tenants can pay via ACH, debit or credit card, and they can even set up auto pay, which is going to make it a lot easier for you, which means a lot fewer late payments and a lot fewer of those awkward reminders. You can also add automatic late fees as well, and those get applied without you having to do anything extra. So honestly, this alone could save landlords a ton of time each month. Tenant screening is another area where Baselane stands out, but stay with me because later in the video, I'm going to show you one of the most overlooked features that seriously impressed me. So another feature that's really underrated is Baselane's built-in tenant screening. So you can verify tenants' income using real-time bank data. You can also access their Equifax credit report, screen for evictions, and criminal history all on the same platform. So you don't have to go outside of Baselane to do any of that stuff. And it checks records from over 1.8 billion data points and includes advanced ID verification, so you're not left guessing about very important factors. And I want to show you how easy it is to set up tenant screening. So if we go to tenant screening, we can select the property and then we can select when it's available, as well as the rental amount, if it's owned in an LLC or not. And then here is a lot of the reporting information we were talking about. So the rental application, the identity verification, the credit reporting, income verification, eviction report, and this is all charged to the prospective tenant. This is not something that the landlord will be paying. So it'll be a total of about $50 if we selected all of these things. So if we go to next, there's a few disclaimers here. And then from there, we can set it live and start screening tenants. And we can even invite applicants as well. So if we invite them, we can put their email address. So maybe you had an open house and someone came to see it. They can scan a QR code or you can email them this link to go ahead and submit their application. So it's very simple the way they laid it out, which I really like. You can also send a state-specific lease once you find the right tenant. So I'll show you a preview of what the template looks like. So it has, all the information, has the property, term, rent, all the clauses and things that you would need, the security deposit, utilities, just really every bit of information that you would need. And what you can do, once you go through and edit as you see fit, you enter all the information and you can send it to the tenant and they could do everything right in here. And the great part about this is that it honestly streamlines the leasing process. You don't have to rely on multiple services to get the documents signed and to feel confident in who you're looking to rent to. You can do all of this inside of Baselane. Now, it would be amazing if they offered a way to post listings directly from the platform and integrate it with some of the popular websites. That would honestly make this an even better solution than it already is. But there is an easy workaround. So I tend to post on Zillow when I'm looking for tenants and other websites. And I know a lot of others do as well. And you can simply redirect prospective tenants to this application. So once you're set up with tenants, you want to see how Baselane helps you manage every dollar that comes in month to month. And trust me, you don't want to miss the banking tools coming up next. So Baselane offers banking that's designed specifically for landlords. And you can set up accounts that are specific to each property or even for security deposits and maintenance budgets. So let's check out one of the accounts. So if we go to the short-term rental one, we'll see the full account balance, but here is the great thing. So we'll see there's a main account, a security deposit account, emergencies, etc. And this is all for one of your businesses. So if you have a short-term rental business or whatever the case might be, you can have sub accounts underneath them, which is going to make you even more organized and be able to focus more on the day-to-day of running your business, knowing that the finances are together. And then we'll take a look at the fix and flip business. And similarly, there are multiple accounts underneath it. So we have our flip operations, and there's even accounts specific to each flip. So you don't have to worry about mixing money in together. Everything's already separated and accounted for. And what I really like about this is you have a new deal savings account. So you have an account where you're putting money towards a new deal. So this could be a new rental property, a new flip, or whatever the case might be, so I think that's a really great feature. And then there's already an account started for flip number 3, and you can start putting funds into that when you're ready. So the point overall is this is really going to help you to stay organized, which is very important, especially if you have multiple projects, multiple properties. What makes this feature really powerful is the ability to set up to 10 virtual debit cards per checking account. So you can see there are some cards here as well. And so that means that you can assign different cards for specific purposes, for vendors, or various types of expenses that you have on a month-to-month basis. And you can even set spending limits for each one as well to give you more control over the finances of your business. So it's really great for keeping things organized and, more importantly, keeping things secure. And you can also automate your expense categorization by setting up rules that auto tag specific transactions to the right property and to the right expense category. And what this is going to do is help your bookkeeping to really run itself. You won't have to come in here categorizing things. You can set it up on the front end. Another cool feature about the cards is that they include instant activation, and there's better security since there's no physical card to lose or steal. What's even better is that you can lock or cancel them right away if you need to. And honestly, having everything in one place, it means that you're not having to bounce around between different banks, between different apps, just to track down your rental income. Everything is central, everything is organized, and it's going to help you run your business a lot better and a lot more efficiently. To be honest with you, for me, this would have saved a lot of time opening multiple business accounts just to separate funds. And in my experience, it's very inefficient having to go to multiple systems to manage the property and banking. So this is definitely a great feature. So I want you to think about this. What if Baseline could also take the stress out of tracking every single dollar you spend on a month-to-month basis? Up next is one of the most practical features for staying organized throughout the year. And the best part about it is built right into the system. So here's where you would track all of your expenses, and you can manually add your expenses right here, or you can sync your transactions. So each one can be categorized individually, and this is going to make your reporting a lot easier, especially when it comes to tax time. You can also upload receipts for each transaction as well. You can filter by account, you can filter by category, and you can also filter by property, which makes everything nice and organized. It gives you a real snapshot of your cash flow. So if you're like me and you dread the year-end accounting you have to do as a landlord, this kind of automation that's available in Baseline is going to bring you peace of mind. The majority of investors use a completely different system for these kind of tasks. So it's great that Baseline includes it all. And I hope that's what you're getting from this video so far, that just about everything you need to do as a landlord can be found in Baseline. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. And we're not done yet. Baseline also gives you powerful insights into your portfolio performance. So stick around, especially if you manage multiple properties or units. You'll want to see this part. So your cash flow analytics tab breaks down your income and your expenses over time. And this gives you a clear insight into how each property is performing. So you can spot pretty quickly if a property is heading in the wrong direction, or maybe you're spending too much on repairs. You can filter by the time frame, you can filter by the property, and you can even filter for the unit, so you can get a really good idea of exactly what's going on at any point in time. So if you've ever sat there before trying to figure out where all your money went, this is absolute gold. And I love that you can be as specific as filtering down to the individual unit. It makes it very easy to identify not only a low performing property, but if it's a multi-unit property, you can even identify a low performing unit. So up next, we'll walk you through a real world example of how all of these features can come together in a typical month. If you've been wondering what this looks like in practice, this is the part where we tie everything together. So let's say you own a duplex. One tenant pays with ACH, the other with credit card. You already set up the rent request and your late fees in Baseline. Now in the middle of the month, a repair pops up, but you've already got funds set aside in your Baseline maintenance account. So there's no scrambling, there's no spreadsheets, everything is just handled. And I can honestly see how much easier it would make managing my rentals. And to me, this platform is clearly designed with landlords in mind, providing everything from rent collection to banking and bookkeeping. So if you're someone who self-manages, or maybe you're just starting out, this could be a game changer. If you're interested and want to learn more, head over to baseline.com/Sam Real Estate to sign up for Baseline for free and get a $100 bonus when you fund an account. You can also find that information in the pinned comment of this video. And if you've tried Baseline or have questions about the platform, drop a comment. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.